Tim Fastola here with Movements for Life. Today we're going to continue with our golf segment, this time focusing on the backswing and the thoracic spine within the backswing. If you haven't checked in so far, we've already worked on the back hip and the back foot within the golf swing. So check those out if you haven't already. And now let's continue with the thoracic spine. So with this one, it helps to have something to hold on to. If you have room, if you're doing this at home, make sure you have ceiling height. You don't want to whack something, break something, get in trouble. So I'm going to be using a tiger tail or a stick roller. It's just to keep the hands together to ensure that the shoulder blades and the thoracic spine are doing their job and it doesn't end up becoming this weird arm thing. So we're going to start out, we're going to go through 3 common lunges, all with a backswing, so going into your backswing. So all of my lunges right now are going to be with my right leg as I go into my backswing, which is a right rotation. So if I start out like I was going to address the ball, and then I'm going to step forward with that right leg, but once I step forward, I'm transferring my weight to the right foot, but I'm taking my hands and reaching up and back to the right, just like I would in the golf swing. In doing so, I'm throwing my hip out to the right, and I'm keeping my hip square towards you, and ensuring that I'm getting this rotation through the trunk, through the shoulders. We don't want the hip coming across the body. This is the hip saying, I'll do that job for you, thoracic spine. But really, we want that whip effect coming through on our downswing, and we need that proximal acceleration or stretch reflex coming from the midsection. Only way we get that is by allowing the hips to almost stay stable once they've gotten into the right position, and then creating rotation through the trunk. So real speed, it might look like this. So it's simultaneously sequential. My hands kind of start the motion as my hip is moving forward. However, my hips sink into position and then my hands finish. So that would be the sagittal plane lunge. And I'm feeling that all through the glute and the oblique wall on that side. You might also feel a little bit across through the left shoulder or even the left groin, depending on how you're holding tension. Now I can do the same thing, but going out to the side here. So same idea, they both kind of move together, but the hands carry me into my hips, and I return, and I return. Then I can also do this in the transverse plane. So I'm just going to step up a little bit. I'm going to step open. Now, this can also feed in some great cervical spine mobility as well. If I try and keep my eyes right where the ball would be at address, this is going to ensure even more rotation relatively through the thoracic spine, because I can only go as far as my eyes will allow me, because I'm going to keep looking at the ball. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. We have a sagittal plane, anterior lunge, a frontal plane, same side lateral lunge, and a transverse plane, same side rotational lunge, all with the backswing. So try that out, see how that feels. Next week we're going to be checking out the opposite side into the downswing. Tune in next week.